So I decided to help a few folks out with their trips to Vegas because I don't know, it just seems like I see this every summer, the same problem, and then you'll hear something in the news, you know. So that's what this whole live stream is going to be about today. And then if you have tips, it'd be nice if you put them in the chat too. Like if you can think of anything. Hi, Rams is silent. Thanks for joining. He's saying, don't forget to hit the like button. Yeah, so these are the stupid headlines that it's just very unfortunate. But okay, um, there's a really cool place called Valley of Fire, right? And it reaches up to 20 degree, 120. And people go there from Vegas, for their trips, like a day trip or something, and they come back. Or they'll go to Zion or Hoover Dam or something, right? Well, in the news recently, this unfortunate poor guy went on the sand dunes and burned the bottom of his feet, and his flip flops came off and stuff. But the same thing that I'm running into is, I mean, if you're like at a pool, it is hot. The pool, deck is hot. So you should always have some kind of, you know, some kind of, anyway. Um, that was sad, and they had to fly him like flight for life. But I'm just saying, I would, if we're gonna talk, we'll start with a pool. The pool. It's gonna be a nightmare. Well, okay, we'll start with the pool. Most hotels have an outdoor pool in Vegas, almost everyone on the strip. And then they'll have like Circa that has a stadium pool where you can watch like big sporting events on the and be at the pool at the same time. Well, it gets really hot out there, people. It gets really hot because most pool areas will open at 9 a.m. Most of them. That's when you want to be there because it's cooler. And even if you look on your weather apps, your apps on your phone, or you look at the weather for the day on the news or whatever, you'll see that the hottest temperature time of day starts at 3 p.m. through 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Then it kind of tapers off 1 or 2 degrees, right? Unless there's a heat advisory, then, I would suggest looking on the weather apps you can get them free. You don't have to buy premium Weather Channel BS stuff. I wouldn't suggest that. You don't need all that. It tells you enough information, and most of the time, if you're in your hotel, you can look at the news channel if your phone runs out of battery, and they'll usually have some kind of news or something, and then if you are at a pool area, and you can't go in the beginning where they open, because they'll mostly close around 5 p.m., most pool areas in Vegas, because the sun starts going down. And they don't want people out there at night because it become a very bad situation. People start partying too harder and harder, right? And it's good to have umbrellas, hats, sunglasses, UV shirts. But you'll see these people in all of these photos and videos, and all these TV shows, they're just bikinis and Speedos or thongs and stuff that they don't care. You need sunblock, people. I don't care what you say. And you'll see people in suntan oil roasting like a turkey. I don't know how they do it. And it's just I don't know how they do it. It doesn't matter what like culture you're from. People want to tan, right? But it's not safe because in Vegas, those UV rays, you probably want to look on the weather app. There's places you can see the UV and UVA and all of that. You need the correct sunscreen and you need to have it as high as you can get because it doesn't matter. I wear um, UV sleeves and sunblock and I still get tanned. But see, I am like really fair skin. That's like the European side of me, but the Vietnamese side of me is also pretty light skinned, but doesn't matter what culture you're in. I burn in 15 minutes or less flat. It don't matter. And once I burn, I turn golden. But it's not worth it to me for those wrinkles, right? Rams is silent is saying we're talking about the weather. He's saying that when they're here, Tokyo's Drew's friends and supporters and channel supporters and Rams is silent, it's going to be around 107-ish. Yep, that's true. Hi, Nikita Jacobson. Thanks for joining. And then Ramses is saying he wants to live in the AC and avoid the evil day until after dark. But even after dark, you still have to be careful because it's such a dry freaking heat. It could really get you, especially if you're consuming alcohol, especially. Oh, you're not spamming. Sometimes that happens to me. It'll go twice or something. But yeah, another thing about pool area, if you have children, Las Vegas pools are not really, I'm sorry, family friendly. They're not. You have couples all over each other when they should just be in their room. They could do whatever they want. But you'll see them acting more crazy in our pool areas. It doesn't matter if you're in a local hotel or a strip hotel. It's over the top. And then when you have people mixing their alcohol and they forget to drink, you'll see people getting sick. They get sick because they're not used to the heat. They're not used to having excessive alcoholic beverages. And, when you come to Vegas, you do want a margarita in your hand or some kind of iced cold beer or something while you're at the pool area, right? But you have to remember this is how most people told me when I used to work at the gift shop. When the Mirage is closed down, but when I used to be 21, I worked at the Mirage gift shop. They would tell me for every beer, they would have an 8-ounce beverage of water or Powerade or something electrolyte. For every beverage that was alcoholic, they would have also another water. So let's say they had a beer, they would have a bottle of water. And that's how they tapered off their drinking and how they could handle the heat. But they also stayed in the shade. Those we're talking cabanas, umbrellas, or they just covered with hats. Those big rim hats, like you'll see in England for tea time looking, that's very good for women. And men, they make the rim UV hats too. Some people, they don't like hats because it makes them sweaty. So what I would recommend is you get like a towel, like a thin baby towel, like a thin washcloth, and put it here and then your hat. Or you can use like Kleenex and just keep cleaning the Kleenex. Taking the Kleenex out once you sweat. That's what I do. Like you've seen me in some of my videos when I walk around. You put a Kleenex and then your hat because you'll see the sweat around. This is where it gets hot in Vegas. We're talking 108 is usually the norm, in the summer. Unless there's an excessive heat warning, that means it's going to be in the triple digits. So, yeah, you know. Also, I would know if you're swimming, you know, you shouldn't go to the buffet and just jump into the pool after. No, no. Practice your same things that you do at your regular home. That's what I say. Just be safe, people. Just don't lose your common sense. Because there's something about Vegas that people just get overly excited and they just forget. I don't know why. They just forget and it's like party central. And then next thing you know, um, if there's lockers at the pool areas, I would suggest using lockers. You shouldn't have any valuables out. No valuables. And I wouldn't recommend wearing jewelry either. Like any jewelry. No, it's not a good idea. But anyway, yeah, just hydrate, shade, you know, make sure you're not like eating and then like jumping in the pool because that can make you, it's not a safe thing to do, you know. And then always like most hotels that I know of, even timeshare ones, provide the towels for you. Get extra towels and try to cover yourself up, or um, sometimes like we have Lake Mead, right? Lake Mead is a whole nother ball game. If you're going to go to the lake and you're gonna be renting sea-doos or boats or just going and fishing or just going to the beaches and the harbors and stuff, that's a whole new ball game because now you really do need shade, and now you really do need like reef shoes or water shoes, those kinds of things. But anyway, I don't know. I think like it's just a different vibe. Lake Mead is totally different than the pools in any hotel. And we do have like some places around the outskirts of Vegas is Cowabunga. We used to have Wet and Wild. That's a whole different thing. Totally different. But I don't know. I think like the biggest mistake I see is people stay out in the sun too long. They get sick because they're not used to it. And the sun in Vegas is so strong that we'll see like 911 calls and stuff. I mean, it's just no good. And people forget to reapply their sunscreen a lot. So when you're on the deck, it's hot. You jump in the pool. When you get out of the pool, towel off, reapply your sunscreen, and do it a lot. I mean, I'm serious. I'm not making this up. I mean, it's just people forget because it's just an exciting. We're in Vegas, woohoo, yay, yay! But they forget to protect themselves, right? Yeah, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying this is the stuff that works to keep you healthy on your trip so you don't end up in the hospital being treated for sunburn and heat stroke. And no, you don't want that. You certainly do not want that. And then What I would recommend is like most of the time, like you can go to the gift shop. Some people have credits to burn through, like if they're people that have like um, rewards and stuff, or they earned something from some kind of rewards program that they're getting some kind of food and beverage credit. I would totally, totally use it at the pool if you're going to be out there all day. I'm serious. And what I would recommend, like if you're driving in from another state and you're not flying in from out of town, if you're driving in or if you're flying in and you have a vehicle, that you should go get bottles of water because it's cheaper. Like if you could find a Costco or a grocery store or Walgreens, ABC store. ABC store is pretty good. Like you could get a liter for 99 cents. That's pretty cheap because if you bought a liter at a hotel or something or a gift shop or something like that, it could run you more than $1, of course. And most places are $6. It's about $5 for a bottle of water. That's like a eight little bit. We're not talking a liter. So if you have a way of stocking up on groceries, a cooler would be good. But then the ice machines, just giving you a heads up, most ice machines on every level run out of ice. And then you're looking for ice. So I don't know. Most hotels have a refrigerator, some don't. Do you remember me from that girl in Korea, but we live now in Japan? No, I don't remember. I'm sorry. You have to refresh my memory. Thanks for joining, though. So, yeah, I would recommend if you want to save money, especially if with a group of people, like if you have a family or you're traveling with a group of people, it's going to get expensive for water. And you don't really see free water stations anywhere in Vegas. They really don't really have it. It's not like that. And I mean, if you go to the restaurant, most of them will give you water, or if you ask, they will give you water, but you can't take an excessive amount with you, when you leave the restaurant or the snack bar or whatever. And then, like, oh, are you the one who had told me about that ramen? That spicy ramen, I saw it. It's a famous brand. I haven't had that ramen before. But you can save a lot of money on snacks and stuff if you go to like I mean even ABC store is reasonable. But if you could get to like Ramses Silent stopped at like Walmart, that helped him. Like I took him there once, and it's because Totally Drew was having a meetup, and we were meeting all of his people that support his channel, and Ramses Silent didn't have a way to get there, so I said I'm going that way. You know, that was back in what was that 2020, Ramses? It was a long time ago, wasn't it? And we went to what's that called? Something One, where they have billiards, bowling. We had like a pizza party in Drew's totally it was Totally Drew Tokyo Drew's. He changed his name. But yeah. You might if you know people that have a car, maybe ask them. But I'm serious, if you take a taxi though, it can get expensive, or an Uber, if you're gonna be going back and forth to grocery stores or something. So you kind of want to do a one trip deal, you know. But most of the time, like most people that have rewards though, they have it made because people that have rewards have credits and stuff that they can use in the hotel so they're not spending as much money, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, they you get it really dehydrated. Ramses was like on his last leg, man. He needed some water and essentials, man. And that was before the stupid P. I'm not going to say it. The C, the PC, the CP. I won't say the word. But anyway, like also so that the pool area, if you have kids, you should really watch your kids because especially in this heat and when they want to stay in the pool all day, you really shouldn't let them because it really, I don't know how to explain it. It's just Las Vegas is different, especially if you're there in the middle of the day, okay, with your children. You have to be very careful. And people that are sensitive, like they have medical conditions, they should be very, very careful. And they kind of tend to forget because you're on vacation. And I'm sorry to say, but people do forget, you know. Oh yeah, I used to go to when we were in California and we'd go to the beach when I was younger. I didn't get sunburns and blisters until I was about like your skin changes. Probably like 13 is when I started my skin really changed where I couldn't handle the sun. Even though we were wearing sunblock, I couldn't handle the sun and I would blister on my shoulders. It was the worst thing ever. But if you do get sunburned, oof, I would recommend like aloe, 100% aloe gel. It doesn't have any alcohol in it. And you can find it usually in any like CVS, Walgreens, which is on the strip, ABC stores. Sometimes the gift shops have it, you know. And I would recommend what my grandfather told me through years and years. Now, think about this, people. My grandfather's 97. They used butter, real butter, back in the day when there was no sunblock created. They used actual butter, and that was their sunblock. And I'm not making this up. Butter. Don't use butter. But what I'm saying, if you get a sunburn, it's best to just use sunblock again because there's ingredients in that. My grandmother told me the same thing. There's ingredients in your suntan lotion or sunblock that could actually help your skin, but it's not going to feel good. And I would totally avoid sun after that. Just don't do it. Just go out in the evening when the sun goes down, you know. The other day, like it was 80 degrees, it felt nice. That's a nice time to go walk on the strip and stuff instead of being out in the heat, you know. But you'll find there's a lot of like people that they don't care or they have a time crunch where the only time they can walk the strip is going to be in the middle of the day because they have a show at this time and they have a event this time, like their convention or something is at this time, and now they can only go out like at 12 noon to if you do that, I recommend going into the AC as much as any hotel has air conditioning, right? Any hotel and cool off. Wear those cooling towels that you can damp. You damp it with water and wring it out, and they actually sell these cooling towels. You probably heard of them. They're not that expensive. And then they sell the ones that look like a scarf too. There's all kinds. There's sporty ones, there's dressy looking ones, and some of them have gel that you still have to wring, and some don't have gel. Some of them have ice packs that you can put in them too. And it's good to put like a cool towel, a cooling towel. They sell them, they're not that expensive. And it does cool you down. Because you'll see me like when I was out at the festivals outdoors. I have something tied around my neck. Those are cooling towels. They actually work. The sunburn will be real. Oh yeah. You go after dark to hang out. Yeah. And then I don't know, pool areas. I don't know. They have snack bars. Some of them don't allow food and drinks, outside food and drinks. So you can't just go on with your own cooler. It's not like that. They won't allow that unless it's some timeshare place or something, residential. But that doesn't mean some of our hotels on the strip are timeshare. You're not allowed to just bring a cooler and your own beverages, and yeah, glass. Glass is not allowed, of course. Yeah. Um I think like there's a whole bunch of local places that have free pool for locals, free pool time for locals on certain days. And you'll find that most of the pool areas only allow only their guests, unless they're buying something like a cabana or lounge chairs or something, or if they're just going to the pool party, pools for 21 and older. Now that's a whole nother story. It's 21 and older, and they have them all around Vegas. They're like party pools, like ultra pool parties. For me, like I avoid them personally. It's not my crowd. But most tourists enjoy those things because it's like a big party. Hello, Boozy Cot. Nice to see you again. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah, and Ram just likes to take the pools, photos around the pool. Yeah, some of the pool areas are nice. They have waterfalls, beaches, lazy rivers. Some are just pools that have like neat, like little features. There's all kinds of pools. There's this pool in Vegas that has sharks. Can you name that pool? It has sharks in the pool area. Name that pool. And then you normally go at night. Yeah. Like if you walk by the pool, you can usually like look around at the pool, but you can't go in the pool at night because they close it. But yeah, I don't know, like so pools. Yep. What else can I think about? I think that's all I could think about pools. Another tip I could think of is if you're driving, it doesn't matter if you rental car or you have your own vehicle. You have to make sure your tire pressure is correct because the cement and the pavement, oh my gosh, it gets so hot. It could pop your tires, especially if they're under deflated. So you have to be very careful. You should not have under deflated car. Your car tires cannot be under deflated because people actually sadly die because their tires pop. They just pop. Usually um, when they're driving on the hot pavement, and most of these people are coming in from out of state, but you'll see it all over. It's like shredded tire debris all over the freeways sometimes. And if you do see that, you need to avoid it because it could really mess up the bottom of your engine or something on your car. It's like very common to see tire debris from popped tires. So, I don't know. And if you have a rental, make sure they're checking that for you, the tire pressure, the PSI has to be correct. It's the craziest thing. And the heat in the car, oh, never leave children or pets in a car because these cars, say it's 105 outside, it could be 120 in your vehicle. And they rescue these pets and children all the time in Vegas. I'm serious. It's sad. So on top of that, you don't want to leave people or living animals, pets in your vehicle. It's no good. Even in the shade, it gets too hot. No good. People will actually, there's like a hotline, and they come and they bust the window and they have to rescue people, children, mostly children and pets is what happens. It's sad. And another thing, if you are parking, your cell phone heat can fry them. Yeah. You don't want to leave anything like makeup, personal care things like hairsprays, aerosol things, Coca-Cola, anything that's fizzy, anything carbonated, because it will explode from the heat. And this actually happened not to me, to somebody I know. And you don't want to leave food or perishable things in your vehicle at all. And none of your like CDs and electronics or nothing in your car because it will roast. Yeah. And I noticed like even like chapstick type of lip gloss stuff, it melts and then it forms back and then it melts and forms and it starts turning like spoiled, and it's no good for your skin. It's no good for your lips. You can't use those things anymore. It actually goes bad. It goes rancid. Anything like toiletries, anything. Even if you use okay. When I used to work at a sunglass store in Hawaii, people would leave their sunglasses on their deck. I mean, on the dashboard or on the console. And they would bring me their sunglasses and they're all wavy and damaged. So, yeah, sunglasses a big no-no because you can put it on and then you have wavy glasses too. All of that is no good. You don't want to keep any of that in your car. It's best to just bring it in like what I do. I'm serious. If I had to go to the store, I don't leave any items, in the car. I actually bring it with me. Like say I go to a bakery and I bought like some pastries or something, I bring it in with me. Like say I'm going to go to Target now. I bring that in with me so it doesn't go bad because you wouldn't believe your all of your food and stuff can really get. Oh, thanks for posting that patreon.com. Yeah. I thank my supporters, man, because every penny helps. You won't believe how far every little penny goes for that channel, for your channel, this channel, Linda B Everywhere. If you could go support, it would really, really help. And I'm in need of equipment is the biggest one. Equipment is really big right now. Anyway, I can make do with what I have. I am blessed. It is a blessing. Thank you for posting that, Ramses. Yeah, you should try to bring in your stuff. I'm serious, it gets so hot, you guys, in a car. And if you can, try to park in shade as much as possible. Shade. And put up the solar screens. Most rental cars don't provide a solar screen, car shade, but you can buy a cheap one usually from somewhere. And that really helps. Like everybody I know, we use our solar shades in our cars. If you're going out to like a Valley of Fire, Red Rock, Lake Mead, Hoover Dam, you know, make sure you're bringing enough snacks in a cooler with that blue ice and things that will be okay if it gets a little overheated, and try to plan going right first thing in the morning so that you can get out right before the heat of the day, because we do have some beautiful parks that you can visit. There have been some sad cases of hikers like in Valley of Fire dying, because it's so sad, you guys, because they didn't know it was going to be so hot, or they just died because they didn't have water. I don't know what happened. It's just so sad to hear. Just be sure you have water everywhere you go is what I would do. But to tell you the truth, you really should have those insulated bags with like blue ice packs. That helps. And coolers are good, but it does end up, you know, melting eventually. So if you could find ice, usually in grocery stores and gas stations, ice is good to keep it in a bag, you know, so you can cool off. And if you left bottles of water in your car and they feel too hot, you really do not want to drink those, because the plastic seeps into the water, and now it's not a good situation, because it's going to taste like plastic. The plastic is like disintegrating into your water like gas. Plastic has gas release, right? Even if it says BPA free. So yeah, I know people, we carry different types of water bottles that keep things cool. And another thing that's good is if you freeze bottles of water and you can put it in your insulated bag or cooler, that helps too, because eventually it keeps everything cool and you can drink that water too. And also, it's just about keeping it cool. Everything needs to be kept cool. You need to be kept cool. Whatever you're consuming needs to be cool. So yeah, if you're going out to any of those parks and stuff, you know, you have to be careful, people. We don't want people dying. We don't want heat stroke and burns on the bottom of their feet, and oh Lord have mercy, it's sad. I know that like if you are flying in, the first thing you'll feel, especially if you came from a region that is very humid, as soon as they open the plane and you go down the corridor into the Las Vegas airport, you'll feel how dry it is. You will. What I recommend is You do need lotions and oils because your skin is going to get really super dry, and your lips get really, really dry. Your mouth gets dry. Um, you really do. Most hotels, they'll provide the toiletries for you, lotions and whatnots, and amongst their shampoos and conditioners. And most housekeeping staff will be nice and give you more lotion. And some premium places that you could stay do provide, like lip balms and more that you need. And yeah, and you'll notice though, the most craziest places that get really dry is your feet. They look like they're cracking. It's gross. But you'll see what I mean. It's a very dry environment here in Vegas. So, I don't know. Yeah, you just have to really, you know, go get a manicure. I don't know, or pedicure before you come here because I've seen some crazy looking feet. Then that's just if you care. You don't have to care, but I think it would help your visit. Since I don't have a ride anywhere this trip, I'm packing an insulated bag with frozen water and food in my check bag. Yeah, there you go. And that'll help you save some money, but that could be heavy too. I would recommend like people Las Vegas walking. Everything is walking except we have a Las Vegas monorail. Some of the hotels have monorails. Those are free, but the Las Vegas monorail is not free, right? But if you can not walk far distances, I would recommend renting a scooter because wheelchairs are harder to navigate. But scooters would really help somebody who's limited in mobility, and also if you can ask the front desk, whoever is assigning your room, to put you near the elevator if you have trouble, because that would help you out if you can't walk far distances. And if they have different towers and stuff in your hotel, wherever you're staying, find like a tower that's near everything that's not far away. I don't know of any like that. But anyway, um, well, some places that I notice, yeah, those are some things that I would recommend, and we have elevators everywhere most of the time. And if they don't have the escalators in function, try to find the elevators. You can see them out on the strip. They have them inside of the hotels. They have them in your wherever you're visiting, right? And I think like if you want to go see some entertainment like concerts, uh, concerts are really big. People come from all around the world to come to these concerts, especially the Sphere, um, other places, Allegiant Stadium. He says Ramses is saying his mom and aunt get scooters every time and always asks for a room next to the elevators. He learned from his first. That was your first trip to Vegas, wasn't it? In 2020 for Tokyo Drew's meetup. Wasn't that your first trip to Vegas? Anyway, um, yeah, it was, and you were having trouble. I tried to help. All tried to pitch in because there was more people in the group that had trouble too. Didn't somebody lose their mobile phone in a taxi or something? And her wallet and purse were gone too? I don't remember who that was, but people pitched in and helped her. That was a scary situation. Let's see. I forgot what I was talking about. Uh, oh, shows. So a lot of people come to Vegas for these concerts. And if you have a credit card or a rewards card or a credit card with rewards, most of you will see a pre-sale. That's how you get these hot tickets that sell so quick. They're off the charts, sold out right away. And hotels don't sell these concert tickets, and people think that they do. They don't. You have to go and look for it yourself. You can go on your fan Instagram, their fan website, or Allegiant Stadium's websites, or Ticketmaster, whatever. There's a lot of people that don't know. Hotels don't sell concert tickets. But you'll see that some people that have rewards include some of these things sometime. Even your Visa, American Express, you never know. And it was they found it in the Uber. That's great. I didn't know they found her belongings. That's good news. Was so doesn't 2020 seem so far away ago, even though it was 4 years ago? But anyway, I'm glad she got her mobile and purse and all that back. That's good news. That was scary. Um, yeah, most of the time, like if you lose your belongings, say you went to a restaurant, you left something, even your credit card, whatever, the restaurant, wherever venue you were at, turns it into security. So they have lost and found in every hotel on the strip. So you don't, like, say you went to the pool area and you left a hat and um some like tote bag or something on accident full of your stuff, it gets turned into lost and found. And you can say you checked out of your room and oh no, I forgot something, whatever. You can call lost and found and they will locate it and find it. If they find it, you can even have it sent to you, but you do pay for that, you know. So yeah, there's a tip right there. People forget about that. People lose a lot of stuff in Vegas. Oh, Indigo Rose. I'm glad she got her stuff back. That's cool. I'm glad Uber was she left in the back of the Uber. Yeah, all my Uber trips that I've had have been pretty good. I've had that's what everybody uses in Vegas, you guys. So you want to have that Uber app or Lyft, Lyft, Lyft app. People still use taxis, but Uber and Lyft seem to be like the biggest. Like a lot of people take them to and from the airport if you don't have your own transportation. And you know, some hotels you can pay an additional fee to get to and from the airport. It could be higher than $200 a night to add these things on. It depends on which hotel and what you have. And some high rollers, like really high roller people, get some transportation to and from the airport, but nowhere else. Yeah. And Tokyo, Drew lost his phone. Oh my gosh. That's horrible. It was in the lost and found. I'm so glad something was, yeah, lost and found is a big one, people. Big one. because you'll have people go back to the restaurant. But I left it here. But yeah, but we turned it in. We turned it into the security, lost and found, you know. Yeah, so let me see if I can think of, we already talked about heat related problems. That's the biggest problem in the summer. Another thing that I would recommend, like it pays to be a rewards member of something, you guys. I'm serious. You get some kind of discount, some kind of perk, even Starbucks. I'm serious. Any kind of rewards. This really helps your trip because you can use your points. It does help. I've seen it all around, even um, people I talk to all day or whatever. These rewards really pay off. It doesn't even matter. Like I said, it could be Starbucks, it could be CVS, where they send you a coupon and maybe you needed more sunblock and now you see a $4 off. I'm serious. These rewards, you want to, they're free. All you have to provide, of course, is your freaking email and your personal information like your age and those kind of things. And, it's not a big deal. But when you travel, all these rewards, I'm serious. Especially if you have airline rewards, that really pays off too. And of course, there are stipulations and blackout dates and BS, but these really help your trip. These things will help you save money in the long run. What I notice is like, if you have good credit, you can really earn a lot of cash back. Lots of cash back really helps too, like cash back programs in your credit cards. And in Vegas, we take every freaking card. We take what's that freaking Resorts World takes cryptocurrency. They take Apple Pay, whatever, cash, whatever. But it's not really safe to carry a lot of cash, and although it's pretty safe in Vegas, I notice like when you're like, say it's New Year's Eve or some kind of like concert or convention with a lot of people everywhere. Uh they sell these like scanner blocker things that you can order off of Amazon. So it protects all of your magnetic strip types of things, your credit cards, identifications. Those are good because people actually have these machines or these data readers, and they can gather everybody's credit card information that passes by them from just the magnetic strip. So you can buy these blocker. Um, they put them in your. You can put them in your wallet or in front and back of your credit card and all that too. So protect all your stuff and you know try to carry a minimum amount of stuff. Um, we don't really hear about pickpocket and stuff, but you'll find you think you lost something when somebody may have reached into your tote bag and or your bags that don't zip. And fanny packs are pretty good. People wear those fanny packs that go across the shoulder, across the waist. They're Starbucks for sure. CVS is outside of my hotel, so I'm going to be spending money there before I can check in, getting there like 8 in the morning. Yeah, so CVS sends, like, just me as a local in Vegas. CVS, Walgreens. We don't have Long's Drugs very much. I can't use that because I think there was only one location around here. But CVS, they send me like, use this $4 coupon on anything but it might be alcohol and some kind of like special promotional toy or some like toy like like it'll say some certain like toy like Pokemon toys or whatever, uh some kind of electronics. Sometimes it'll say on the coupon you can't use this $4 off. But yeah, they usually send me a coupon every 2 weeks that I don't even use. But it's linked to my rewards because when you spend, you do earn points. Walgreens is the same way. They compete with each other. They won't price match a coupon to each other. I've tried that before. Um, I don't think we have a Whole Foods on Las Vegas Boulevard. If you're an Amazon Prime member, you will see you can save a lot of money, like blueberries that are organic for $2.99. Non Amazon Prime members, it'll be like $4.99. Water, like whatever. These Amazon Prime, you do have to pay for that. But if you are a Prime member, we do have a grocery store on the south part of the strip, Whole Foods, and it has a marketplace. It has everything you can think of. There's even health and beauty supplies, prepared foods, everything. It's a grocery store with more. It's like a marketplace. You can even go there and there's a liquor area, wines and cheeses and all that stuff is there. So, yeah, if you're an Amazon Prime, it really helps. I was only an Amazon Prime member during a trial basis. And then Amazon took over Whole Foods and I don't have that anymore, but it does help. You know, most families, we have people coming out with groups of people and they actually end up at Whole Foods because it's almost the only grocery store on the strip for real. And it's past Mandalay Bay going into Town Square. Um, if you have, uh, if you're trying to stay in the air conditioning and try to do freebie stuff, I would recommend like Fashion Show Mall. You can find a lot of like stuff for your people back home, all in that Fashion Show Mall. The ABC store would save you a lot of money. There's a food court, there's restaurants. Um, they do have like general, GNC, that vitamin store is there and stuff like that is all there. There's Vegas souvenir places. There's a Raiders thing there. There's a whole bunch of stores. It's 3 stories in one area and 2 stories in another area. And that's a good place to walk around during the day. But I noticed at the Forum shops, it's not like Fashion Show Mall. It's more like a boutique, hoity-toity, where you still have some places that have booths that you can buy gelato, whatever. But Fashion Show Mall seems more practical if you're trying to save money. And not a lot of us have money to burn, right? Most of us want to go try slot machines or table games instead of spending it on a $5 bottle of water, right? But yeah, look for these places because they'll save you money. Um, I noticed like the Forum shops has a lot of shopping, of course, but they don't. They do have these free attractions. Fashion Show Mall has a free fashion show during the some some of the during the day. So that's a free thing to see. Um I don't know, that's mostly like for women that want to shop, mostly in children or teens. Teens that have to have somewhere to go besides a casino and a pool area, right? And then we'll see like most like attractions and stuff. They might have you might want to ask like if you're going to look online whatever. But if you're at a concierge, if you have a concierge in your hotel, they help you too. So I don't know. It's good to use concierge because, you know, most front desks are front desks and they can only give you enough information. But concierge are pretty much your bet, your sure bet. And some of them get commissioned from these places that they want to endorse and like tell you about. So they're really happy to help. You know, not all of them get commission. But yeah. And most of the time if you're going to the nightclubs, if you're a hotel guest, sometimes you could get in free before a certain hour or they'll give you a coupon that looks like a ticket and it might include a free beverage or it might say something like champagne for women until midnight or whatever. It's all these nightclubs are different. They're all run differently. Um, there used to be this weird, um, it's like Groupon. Forgot what it's called. But you'd go in, you buy like this city pass that you have to use, and you can you think you're finding deals, whatever. Sometimes it's really not a deal. They're just selling you like the the smallest increment amount of a ticket or admission or whatever. But I don't know. Like I said, most of the time, if you're part of a hotel rewards program or a rewards or some kind of credit card reward, you you can get credits and things. But yeah, it's kind of you have to do your research and sign up for these things, you know. But of course, the more money you spend, the more rewards you get, right? Especially when it comes to airline. Yep. So like getting here, like we're gonna have that bullet train is finally gonna be like coming in the future from LA to Vegas. That's gonna help a lot of congestion on our I-15 between California and Nevada. That's the worst freeway. you could you could be stuck on a Sunday like after 9 a.m. If there's an accident, you're screwed. Like recently, it was so crazy. There was an accident of a lithium battery truck on fire, and people were stuck out in that heat for 24 hours in their vehicle. And and then they would take Highway 40, and it was backed up. That's the other way to get into Vegas, which is out of the way. And uh, I don't know. It's too hot to be out there in your car running your AC. Um, that's why if you, that's why sometimes it's just better to fly, but then now you need transportation if you're going to be going to a lot of places in Vegas. You don't really need transportation though, unless, like I said, unless you're going to a lot of sightseeing and whatever, but you can take these tours to these parks. They have like all kinds of pink Jeep tours or crazy tours where you shoot a machine gun somewhere. It's funny because you'll see these army like Jeeps full of people in fatigues, and they're going on a tour, some kind of like desert outfit tour or something, you know. And then they have um, all kinds of tours like that, or they have a lot of people like helicopter tours. They could get expensive though. Some have sunset and champagne toasts tours or whatever. I don't know. But I just noticed, like, yeah, I think it's better to try and reserve everything in advance. But if I were you, I would not go with a non refundable, because even like sometimes like those third party places can offer non refundable types of things. And in today's world, you do not want a non refundable, risky type of situation, even on your airplane tickets, you know? And look what happened recently. Oh, here's what I would explain to you guys. Okay, you heard about it. It was all over the world news. Microsoft did some kind of update. All of these flights, especially Delta and other flights around the world, couldn't take off. They couldn't do anything because their computers didn't work, right? So have a backup plan, right? You never know, people. Do your research. See, are there bus Greyhound lines that I could take? Are there trains I could take in case something happens with these planes? What happens if car rentals? I'm serious. In today's world, the world has changed. Sorry to say, I'm not trying to strike fear in you people, but you need to have a backup plan in case the plane doesn't work. You can't take the plane home. The plane. Even boats. Take the cruise home. I don't know, people. Just think outside of the box, okay? Yeah, that last thing that happened, yeah, made me rethink about non-refundable trip. Yeah, you got to be careful, because we had people calling each other, friends telling me what happened to their friend or what happened to their nephew, or pray for my so and so is stuck over here and they've been stuck in the airport. And yeah. Even credit card systems are down. So here's what I would recommend. If you have good credit, I would get a Discover, MasterCard, a Visa, and a Max. If you're from Japan, JCB. Just carry 5 different ones, because you don't know if this banking system is going to go down with this banking system, and if that banking system with that banking system. I'm serious. I actually carry different cards because sometimes your bank system is down. Now you're screwed. Your personal banking's down. Now you have to use this credit card because that one doesn't work in these machines because their whole machine system is down. And now you can't pay for that or this. And imagine if you're traveling. I'm just a local person where it was down for that. We can't take Visa right now or MasterCard. We can only take debits, or we can't take any debits, or we can only take cash. What? Or we can't take cash right now. What are you talking about? You can't take cash right now, right? Oh, and then some places will only, like, you can Zelle. You can do Zelle or Apple Pay. Or they'll say those systems are working, and you're just like, oh my gosh, so shady. Are you serious? No, it's serious. This happened to me in the mall. Their Wi-Fi was down. So whatever they were using couldn't connect. You could only use cash at the time. I was like, whoa, really? Really? So I hate to say it, it's not safe to carry cash, but you should carry some cash. Use cash and save my debit as backup. Yeah. And make sure if you're using your debit that you're not getting fees. You know what I mean? My bank is pretty universal where I wouldn't incur any fees. And there are plenty of ATMs that would accept it, you know. So you got to be careful, very careful. Now, if you're in a casino and you see those ATMs on the casino floor, oh, you're going to be tacked on so many fees. Oh, I would avoid that. I would look in your app and see where the nearest freaking ATM is, you know. That's the best way to go about that route. Yeah, be careful though. And if you are at ATM, be very diligent about your surroundings because you never know, people. You never know, right? And you don't want to look too flashy with your cashy. I would avoid just wearing a lot of jewelry too, you know. Flashy purses, avoid flashy purses. A lot of people, I don't know, knock off sunglasses if you can. I'm serious. They'll turn up missing and you thought you left them somewhere. Somebody took them. Yep, you didn't see it. It happens all the time. Used to work at a sunglass store. All they did was they were at the bar, they put their sunglasses on the bar and they're drinking, they turn to say hi and they turn around. Oh, sunglasses are gone. Gucci, gone. Anyway, just be diligent of your surroundings because I'm not saying everybody is in party beast mode, but that's how Vegas is. That's how it is. And just letting you know, if you have like a lot of luggage and stuff and you can't check in, don't cart it around in this heat. Just leave it with the bellman. The bellman will store it for you. Ah, right? Yeah. Do that. Don't cart your luggage everywhere. I used to see, like, when I would drive from work past the airport on Sunset and Las Vegas Boulevard, like you're going past the fabulous Las Vegas sign, people with suitcases because they thought they could just walk from the airport. And I'm like, are you serious? You're going the wrong way. Oh my gosh, really? You know, it's crazy stuff. You see crazy stuff. But that area, when you keep going south, very past Town Square, there's a whole bunch of timeshares. So that's why you really see people with suitcases trying to get closer to the inner center of the strip. So just like, whoa, it's too hot to have all that luggage. You know what I mean? Luggage. Yep, that's why I did the last few times. I love the bellmen. Yeah, they're friendly. Like the last interaction I had with the bellmen, they were so friendly. Oh my goodness. We had a female bellman and then a male bellman, and then when we got to the vehicle, there was male bellman. Like they passed the luggage to each other. And you know, just give them a friendly tip. It doesn't have to be like a $30 bill unless you have a lot of stuff. You don't want, you know, you know. But sadly, there was a freaking law that passed. They're taxed on their freaking tips. And then it doesn't help them. And it goes to the IRS. It sucks. but still just tip them anyway, you know. Um, Let me see here. I think like most people, when the whole strip is booked solid and sold out, they'll find these other little areas to go stay at. Like there's this crap place called the Orleans of Flamingo, and then there's Gold Coast. Those are mostly like local joints, believe it or not, but they'll have these big conventions that out, tourists are out there anyway, and then they try to walk to the strip, but sometimes they have shuttles. I don't think they do it anymore. Some of them do have shuttles to the strip. You have to ask. I don't even know anymore. Back in the day, Gold Coast had them. So if you were stuck at Gold Coast on Flamingo, which intersects Las Vegas Boulevard, no tax on. Yeah, we need to get rid of those taxes on tips. Come on. Anyway, yeah, most strip hotels, they don't have shuttles. People are shocked. They just don't know. They think that they do, but they don't. It's most off-strip hotels will, because they want to bring you back to, they want their business, you know, they want business, they want people there, right? But most hotels on the strip do not have a shuttle, period. And if you see one, it might be because it's just employees. Like when I worked at Mirage, there was a Mirage shuttle, but we had to get shuttled to this area to get trained, and then we got shuttled back, and it's not for guests. They didn't, it's not. It was just employees. Sorry, people. That's how Vegas is. And another thing you'll find, most hotel rooms in Vegas, they don't have refrigerators. They're kind of changing that now, though, when they renovate. Yep. Some of them won't charge you for if it's medical or children related. But some of them don't have a mini refrigerator. It might be a little prescription fridge. So, I don't know. I don't know. Most places that have suites, though, will have one. So if you need that kind of accommodation, suites are the route, but they could get expensive. Suites are bigger than rooms, have more amenities, and you're going to be paying more. Just book it in advance. That's all I could say, people. Doesn't matter which hotel. Airbnb, they had a crackdown recently, last year, before New Year's and stuff. There was too many party places springing up on these Airbnbs, and now if they catch you, you can get fined. Blah blah blah. Da da da. It's illegal to have these parties in these Airbnbs now. But some of these Airbnbs, you have to be careful of the location. It could be a bad location. You know. I think can you think of anything, Ramses, that you I mean, I can't think of anything else. Transportation, sightseeing, whatever. Yeah, Groupon sometimes is not really a savings because you can go on the actual attractions website and get the same deal without dealing with Groupon. Or that City Pass can be a problem too because you don't know where you're going to be seated in the show, but at least you're going to the show, right? I don't know. Then they have blackout dates and la 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 da 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 da, and you're like, right? But yeah, I think like Vegas is like any other city, only we don't have a last call on bars unless they're closing the restaurant soon, or the nightclub's going to close. We don't have lots of places that shut down unless you're on the outskirts, like in Henderson. Most places will close before 9. Even sometimes fast food places, will close before 9. But Vegas isn't like that. I did notice that the malls used to stay open till midnight, but they kind of close now around 9. How easy is it to get from Horseshoe to the Palazzo? I have to go there for lunch. Oh, you could just take the Las Vegas monorail system that's on that side. And I know locals get a discount, but I don't know what kind of discount a visitor can get. You have to go look on their website. It'll say LV monorail system or something. And they do have kiosks where you can pay a person at a desk, or you can use their teller machine, or you can go online. I had a friend who bought it on the app and then she had it scanned. Yeah. It runs from all the way from MGM all the way past to the Paradise where the Westgate Convention Center is. Yeah. Because if you're like, if you go to, even if you take across the street and go to Bellagio, that tram doesn't go anywhere else but from Bellagio to Park MGM and back 24 hours a day. That one is on the other side of the street and it's not where you're going. You're not going to the Palazzo. So Palazzo's near the Venetian. You know that? You probably knew that. And I think if you look at there's a whole bunch of stops. I think in my video, let's see, which video was I on the monorail system? Oh, it's when I went to the NFL draft. I caught the MGM monorail, Las Vegas monorail from MGM. And then I went to, I think I got off at the link. But yeah, that's what I did. And then the other time I was on a monorail, I think I was at Bellagio and I went to Park MGM and back. But those are two different, Las Vegas monorail is not the same as those. You got lost for the first time on the Paris side, yeah. If you pull it up online, the Las Vegas monorail has a little map. It'll say MGM, the link, it'll say the link, Flamingo. Then it'll say everything from south to north. But there's a map. But when I was on that Las Vegas monorail and I was going to the NFL draft for the Guy Fieri Flavortown thing that I got free, it was missing the stop that I needed. I don't know why it wasn't up there, but there was a stop that wasn't on the chart. It's like, what? It was weird. I don't know why it was missing. But that's where I got out to the festival grounds for the Guy Fieri. Yeah. I don't know, you have any other questions? Any questions? I know Uber they do compete, but you'll see it'll say $20 and somebody else will say 25 and one will say 19 and they're all different vehicles, but then it disappears. I might do a lot of monorail stuff to save on the taxi rides. Yeah, taxis are expensive too. Yeah. But like you're if you're only going about 2 miles. You know that? But it adds up if you're in a taxi because of the traffic. Because it's on a ticker like a time, right? But I noticed like if you're at the airport, I was told by somebody that the taxis have different zones. So it wouldn't make sense to take a taxi from the airport to the Mirage, because that zone was the same price, a little higher price. Like going to the Sahara was too high. It was better to just take an Uber. I don't know if that's the case anymore, but somebody was telling me that when Mirage was still open. And they were trying to get from the airport to Mirage, and they were telling me there's a zoning fee. If you're in this zone, it costs this much. I don't know if it's still like that on a taxi. I haven't had to take a taxi for over 20 years. Wow. And it cost me, I went from the airport to Mirage, and it cost me $20, and then I gave the guy $2 tip. But it may not even be that amount anymore. That was so long ago. I haven't had to take a taxi ever since. But I think it's always good to have at least one gourmet meal during your trip here, instead of just eating pizza and burgers. And a nice gourmet meal, something with a view, so that it's memorable, something with a view or something special, because we have so many great restaurants in Vegas. It's outstanding. They compete with each other, but there's so many, just check it out, see what you like. Do your research. $30 to $35 from the airport, and $10 anywhere on the strip. Yep. I don't know if the Las Vegas monorail system is $10, because as a local, I've only had to pay $1. Yeah. Oh, I forgot about something. Parking. If you have a vehicle or a rental car, everywhere you go is a parking. The only place that doesn't charge you for parking currently, knock on wood, because they could change it, Fashion Show Mall doesn't charge. Treasure Island near it doesn't, or TI, they don't charge. Everybody else. Oh, Town Square doesn't charge. Everything else, everywhere else charges. Even the airport, of course, they all charge for parking. And that's where rewards comes into balance. Some people with rewards don't have to pay. And when I went to Sick New World, the festival, when I don't even gamble, but when you join Resorts World's rewards, you get their player's card, and you don't have to pay for parking. Doesn't matter what tier you're on. Some of these places, depending on your tier, your level, you will pay. And valet parking is very convenient if you have a lot of people and a lot of stuff, and you don't want to be in the heat. Even a parking garage should be very hot, right? But valet parking is so expensive. It could run you at least $35 a day, where most places, even Caesar's Palace, be $25 or $18 depending if it's a weekend or weekday. But I tell you, if you end up in a place where you're like, say you're going to Legion Stadium and you need parking, you can pay $40 because it's an event. $40 per vehicle. It's expensive. That's like a meal with beer and margaritas and dessert. And you have to watch. I used parking one night and they tried to charge me for 7 days back. Ooh! Wow. I noticed like there is some places, like if you sign up for their credit card or their rewards, you can get free self-parking. But you have to be in a big high tier to get free valet parking. So you just gotta do research. And a good way is to say, how do I get free parking instead of, what do I have to do? You know, people get upset because parking. In Vegas, they used to never charge for parking. Ever. Anywhere. Oh, I'm glad they refunded you after you did your beaching, right? Of course. You know, if you ever have problems, you should always talk to the front desk while it doesn't matter which hotel, any hotel, even timeshare. Talk to your people there. Tell them what happened. Or if you don't have hot water, tell somebody, right? That you're not happy, right? And they will work with you. They're supposed to work for you, work with you to make your stay nice. Doesn't matter where you're at. Even if you're in an Airbnb, tell them, hey, there's no hot water and there's no AC in this Airbnb. Now I got to find a better place. And it doesn't matter. You have to communicate. Don't wait till it's checkout time. Don't do that because you suffered your whole stay. Because we're in the hospitality business here, all over. That's what Las Vegas is now, like a sporting town too. Sports. I think like if you have time and you're a sports fan, a lot of people come here for hockey and football. They come out here even for volleyball now, and of course basketball. We have basketball. But yeah, you'll see the prices are high. So what I notice is as soon as there's an announcement that this team is going to play this team, they've already booked their rooms before the freaking rate went up, because they're fans and they look on their apps for that team, they follow their team, and they know when they're going to play here, and they plan it so that they're not so that they're not spending 400, 500 more. You know what I mean? They're very helpful. Yeah, they should be. And if you don't get a helpful person, you need their supervisor. And if the supervisor's not helpful, you need their manager. And if the manager's not helpful, you need the person in charge. There's a director who's in charge of those people. Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't get past the helpful, nice person at the front desk, you know. Or your Airbnb host, right? Or your timeshare company staff services, residential services, right? Yeah. I can't think of anything else. Can you, Ramses? We covered food and drink and heat and transportation. Um, I don't know, like airline tickets too, rewards, people, rewards. Even from your credit card company. Yeah, I think we covered it all, didn't we? I don't, and like if there's an emergency, have a plan, a backup plan. Like, how am I going to get home? Is Greyhound available? Do they go to my city or near my city? Is there a train that I could catch and then catch a bus? Or do I have to drive to Phoenix or LA to get back home on plane? Think about it. Can I just take a cruise from 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 freaking uh Long Beach, California to Texas? That'll be cheaper. You know what I'm saying? You got to think outside of the box. You never know. You never know. We are thrown into all kinds of situations in these days and ages different. I mean, things like this happen, but with computer systems failing, poor situations, we just have some weird stuff. And especially with the C and the P word, um, you know, just practice cleaning. I still suggest antibacterial wipes. I carry them in a little Fresh hand sanitizer thing. I carry them everywhere. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm glad that helped you. I hope it helps you guys. And I'm glad that Ramses stopped by and helped today and participated in all the other people that were here. Thanks for stopping by. So you can leave a comment if you can think of a tip. Gambling, I can't cover that. I don't know anything about it. Sorry. Here's my tip. Plan a ceiling. Like, I don't want to lose 100. And if I lose $100, then I won't keep going. Me, it might be at $20. I won't go after $20, right? And if I win and I just did $20, I walk away. That's different for everybody. That's what I can talk about with gambling. And I think that's about it. Burp. Thanks for joining, people. This Patreon link would be very helpful. It's Linda B everywhere, patreon.com. Please join. Every cent, I'm serious, can go a long way. And don't forget to smash the like button. He says it's better than smashing your thumb with a hammer, right? It's free, too. It's free. Always free. You just have to be logged in to like and subscribe and to comment and, participate on the chat. And I thank you. Thanks for your support. And I hope that if you come to Vegas, that you stay safe, stay hydrated, stay healthy, be wary of your surroundings. Don't be stupid. Right? No stupid. People go nuts when they're here. They really go off the charts. Be careful, people. People live here. People work here. Okay. And we are happy that you're visiting. So do have a great rest of your week. Thanks for watching. Bye. Bye-bye. Be blessed.